Sliding into your screen is not just any coffee bag. It's a Roastar coffee bag. Don't need thousands. Personalized just 25 in Roastar's Design Lab. No design experience needed. Choose a pattern, add your logo and text, or create something memorable with AI. Being made in the Midwest, you can expect it on your doorstep in no time. Now that was smooth.
Hey everyone, good morning, and welcome to the Coffee People Podcast. I'm your host, Ryan Woldt. I recently spent a long weekend in Houston, Texas at the Specialty Coffee Association Expo. I had lots of coffee there. It's an annual convention that draws guests from all over the world, and our presenting sponsors at Roastar invited me to join them in their convention floor booth. My collaborator on Nick and Ryan Drink Coffee, Nick Schmidt, curated some excellent interviewees to help us launch Season 14. Yes, you heard that right. Season 14. I honestly don't believe it either. If you're watching this show on Apple, Spotify, or one of the other big podcasting sites, thank you. And know that you can see all of our SCA interviews on our YouTube channel at Roast West Coast Podcasts. That link is in the bio, and we dropped all of those shows at once. If you're watching there on YouTube already, thank you so much. We are trying to grow that channel. The link to our newsletter, roastwestcoast.com, and to roastar.com, and to the websites of our special show guests at SCA can be found in the notes wherever you're watching or listening to this episode. It's probably right there below. Thanks for clicking through those. It actually helps us know if people are listening and paying attention. And now, I hope that you, like me, have a dang good cup of coffee at the ready, because it's time for another Coffee People Podcast. And my wife and I, we do mascots.
Oh my God.
In the car, because we travel road trips a lot.
Yes.
And so right now we have this stuffed Western tanager bird that I got at Joshua Tree National Park that makes a little noise, and his name is Scarjo, but it's a boy.
Good.
But this frog will travel with me wherever I go.
I'm gonna cry.
But we need a name.
I was just gonna say, what's the name?
He looks like a Clyde.
It could not be more perfect.
I feel like
Clyde.
He's a Clyde.
For surezies.
We should get started.
Sure thing, let's do
Welcome to the Coffee People Podcast.
Thank you so much.
I'm Ryan.
Elizabeth.
Hi, Elizabeth. Would you tell everyone what the name of your company is?
Absolutely.
And where they can find you?
Sure thing. So I'm Elizabeth from Paper Frog Coffee. We are from Connecticut. This is actually our hard launch day, so woo!
Whoa, what?
Yeah.
That's exciting.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
We had a soft launch a few weeks ago, basically to practice for the SCA because we wanted to come here kicking and screaming. But yeah, we were just super excited to get going, and we figured what better launching point than having an entire community around us that cares so much about what we do. So why not show everyone on the first day, you know?
Wow.
Yeah.
I soft launched in my closet at home with this show. Actually, that's not true. I was on the bed with a blanket over my head for sound the first time I did the show.
Gotta dampen.
It was very warm. I was checking out your website, which is what again?
Paperfrog.coffee.
Paperfrog.coffee. I saw this term I really liked, flavor detective.
Yes.
What is a flavor detective?
So, I'm sure a lot of people listening to this podcast are nerds, as we are.
Cool people.
Nerds are cool people.
It's a new generation.
Fair enough. But my partner and I, really, what we wanted to bring to the table was coffees that made us like, whoa. Like every time we open our bag of coffee, we want to be, again, like it's the first time. We are just so in love with it. And what we kind of determined ourselves to be are flavor detectives, in that we sit there with it and we have to love every moment. We dissect it to the very core. Like we will try it 10 different times. Oh my gosh, there was one day where we had 60 coffees lined up and we tried every single one of them, light, medium, and dark. when I tell you we were on the floor by the end of the day, like we were done. So it's really important for us to love our product, and to do that, we have to love every single layer, flavor, roast profile, everything about it. And that kind of makes us a detective, you know?
Super cool.
Yeah.
I was actually, when I read the term flavor detective, my first thought was like, oh, like the kids on the Magic School Bus.
Oh my gosh.
Right? Like they're
Christmas
like
Frizzle.
science detectives. Yeah,
Literally.
I love it.
Oh yeah, and that's the other part. Like we fell in love with coffee roasting and brewing because it is such a science. And as someone who like loves stuff that's super tactile, I loved how I could change one variable and completely change the outcome like no one's business.
Very cool. You're new, obviously.
Yes.
Very new. Like 10 minutes old.
Yes. An hour and two.
You talk about sustainability on your website.
Yeah.
How does being small impact your ability to feel sustainable in the work that you're doing? What are you doing to make that something that's important to you?
It's definitely more of a challenge when you are small because you don't have the big resources of buying in bulk necessarily, when you can't project your numbers far out. However, that being said, again, my co-owner and I are also vegan, so from the get-go, that was something that we knew had to be top priority for us, because we care about how this market specifically and also others in the food industry can impact climate specifically, animal agriculture, all of that. So when we promote our coffee, if we're ever doing espresso drinks, of course it's all plant-based options. Additionally, we roast on the Bellwether roaster currently, which is the most environmentally friendly at the moment just because it's fully electric. Now, we will have to eventually and hopefully get bigger roasters when we get a bit bigger.
Electric roasters are coming.
Exactly. So we are kind of holding out and doing a lot of research on how we can minimize our carbon footprint the most in every single step of the business. And also, of course, all of our bags are recyclable from Roastar. And yeah,
You're gonna love these. Like, there's so many people going, oh, and our bag, Roastar. We're gonna go look at your bag in a second.
Oh, awesome. But yeah.
You mentioned a partner. I'm assuming you did other things in your life.
Yes.
Coffee is not the easiest job in the world. Why do this?
You know what? Like, why not do it?
Oh, I hadn't thought of it that way. No.
So, my background, I went to school, I'm 25. So still a little bit young. I got out of college a few years ago after committing 5 years to music education.
Right.
And I taught for a year, and I loved the education aspect and bringing people into the things that I'm passionate about and curious about. And sort of throughout that, realizing that the classroom wasn't the space that I wanted to teach in, I also fell down the coffee rabbit hole and the illustration rabbit hole as well. So the designs and the bags and everything, I was putting my heart into those as well. And I actually reached out to Mike on a cold call because he also has a cafe. Mike is the other owner. And we partnered to make some stuff for his cafe, and he came at me with a random call. He was like, hey, I have a funny idea. I was like, all right, he'll probably want me to run his social media or something. And he was like, we should start a coffee roaster. And I was like, okay,
yeah,
let's do it.
Let's do it. Done.
So to just tie it back up, you ask why, I ask why not.
I'm gonna have to change my entire way of looking at the world. Where can people find you online again, or
Yes.
in real life, if there is a real life?
Well, if you ever see me, I'm probably looking like a spaz somewhere, so just come up and say hi. But we are Paper Frog Coffee on all platforms, and our website again is paperfrog.coffee.
Got it. You have a quiz on your website.
Yes.
What type of coffee style are you? Mm-hmm. Some of the choices are nerdy, easygoing, rebellious.
Yeah.
What would I be, just from your pure visual judgment?
100% easygoing.
Oh, well, that's nice of you to say.
Yeah, just very calm energy. We like to say our easygoing coffees are the ones where you can sit on the porch and just exhale deeply, have the companion cup next to you, sip, and it's just like sort of that meditative experience.
That is perfect. That is exactly me, except there would probably be a river and maybe a whiskey hiding behind the coffee
just
somewhere.
mix it in the coffee.
Yeah, well, what are you going to do? Thank you so much for being here.
Thank
really
you.
Appreciate it. We should go look at those bags.
Yes, please. Let's do it.
All right. That was perfect.
That was
Amazing.
so much fun.
You were amazing. Still recording. So we're at Paper Frog Coffee, obviously. We just did an interview. Look how cute it looks. I just love all this stuff. Could you maybe teach us about some of these bags, or talk me through how you guys came up with the design? I think you mentioned that you did a lot of illustrations.
Yes, so everything is a team effort that we do, but I was the one with the pencil in my hand making these guys, and I gotta tell you, it was the most fun part of this entire process of getting the company started up. And it's because these characters on the bags aren't just icons to represent the name or the type of coffee, but they all kind of have a story. If you look closer, we really tried hard to make sure they all have not only the character, a location, but also an action that sort of gives you the vibe of the coffee you're gonna have in the bag. So a great example, I said you were easygoing, and our Golden Crane bag is probably our most easygoing coffee in our lineup. It's our flagship medium roast. And we joke about this guy being from the Karate Kid because he's doing some Tai Chi and slow movements. And it's just one of those cups that you just sit back and you're like, oh. So we wanted to make sure that with the sunset and everything else that is illustrated before you even get the cup ready to go and drink. So we loved telling the stories through our packaging more than anything else.
Very cool. Thank you so much.
Of course.
I love the dragon. Oh,
he's kind of our favorite.
Before we go, you can't have favorites.
I didn't say anything. Actually, it changes day to day, to be completely honest.
Who is Padrero? You have Vote for Padrero t-shirts.
Have you seen Napoleon Dynamite?
Of course I've seen it. I'm 44 years old.
I'm 25 and watch it all the time. So why this came to be, and there's a liger on the bag if you are a true fan with the spike tail. But Vote for Padrero, one of our limited coffees, is actually from the Padrero region in Honduras. And we got this coffee ready to go. I was literally like making this, what are this called? The logo, the label on the back. And suddenly I was like, Mike, I have an idea and I need you to let me do it. And suddenly like, he's like, all right. So I like rip out my iPad and I'm like, and I just like turn it. We were on Zoom at the time. And it's the liger. And it just said Vote for Padrero. Because I was like, we can't not, it's too close to Pedro. So we wanted to get shirts that match. Yeah,
Perfect.
I like to have fun.
Whoa, sorry. Excuse me, sir. No one calls me ever. And no one ever calls, but they call when I'm in a thing. Anyway, you were talking about Mike, your other partner.
Yeah, so